Welcome to this lesson, the role of high insulin levels in weight gain. If you've ever struggled with losing weight despite cutting calories, exercising harder, or trying endless diets, this lesson will finally explain why. The truth is, the hidden driver behind stubborn fat is not just how much you eat or how much you move. It's about one powerful hormone, insulin. In this session, you'll discover what insulin really does in your body, how high insulin levels lock your fat away and make you hungrier, the modern lifestyle factors that make this worse, and most importantly, how you can turn insulin into your ally, so your body naturally starts burning fat again. This is not about counting calories, punishing yourself at the gym, or following another trendy diet. It's about understanding your biology and working with it. Let's begin. Before we dive into the science, let's first understand why this matters so much. Insulin is the master hormone that determines whether your body burns fat or stores it. When insulin is chronically elevated, fat burning shuts down, fat storage accelerates, and appetite increases. This means that no matter how much you exercise or how little you eat, your body will fight against you if insulin levels remain high. That's why mastering insulin is not just another tip. It is the missing key to unlocking natural, effortless weight loss and long-term health. Insulin is one of the most important hormones in your body. First, it is a hormone produced by the pancreas. Its job is to regulate blood sugar levels. Second, it acts as the key to glucose. Think of it as a key that unlocks the doors of your cells, so glucose from food can enter and provide energy. And third, insulin is essential for survival. Without it, your body would not be able to properly use glucose as fuel. Insulin itself is not the enemy, but when levels remain chronically high, that's when problems begin. The problem starts when insulin levels remain chronically high. Food choices play a big role. Eating sugary foods, pastries, white flour, and processed products leads to repeated insulin spikes. Over time, cells lose their sensitivity to insulin. This is known as insulin resistance. When this happens, the body releases even more insulin to try to push glucose into the cells. The result? A cascade of weight gain. Fat burning is blocked, fat storage accelerates, and appetite increases. This is why high insulin levels are the hidden driver of stubborn fat. Here's how carbohydrates, insulin, and metabolism are connected. When we consume high glycemic foods such as sugar, white bread, juices, or pastries, blood sugar rises sharply. The body reacts with a surge of insulin, like sending out reinforcements, to push glucose into the cells. But when this cycle repeats too often, the cells begin to lose their sensitivity. This is the very beginning of insulin resistance. It's not a single event, it's a slow process triggered by modern eating habits. When cells stop responding properly to insulin, the body compensates by producing even more of it. But higher insulin levels create a metabolic trap. Fat burning is shut down. Your body simply cannot access its fat reserves for energy. At the same time, fat storage speeds up, and your appetite increases. Insulin doesn't just manage blood sugar, it actively drives hunger, especially cravings for more carbohydrates. This combination of blocked fat burning, increased storage, and constant hunger explains why many people struggle with weight gain, even when they try to eat less or exercise more. Insulin itself is not the enemy. In fact, it was designed as a survival tool. Its role is to store excess energy during times of plenty, just like animals do before winter. This adaptation kept humans alive for thousands of years. But today, the environment has completely changed. Food is available 24/7 and it's the very type of food that triggers insulin the most: sugars, pastries, and processed products. So instead of helping us survive scarcity, insulin now works against us. It stores fat, blocks access to our reserves, and drives constant hunger. This shift, from ally to enemy, explains why weight problems are so widespread in the modern world. Food is not the only factor that drives insulin resistance. Lifestyle stress and lack of sleep are powerful triggers that keep insulin high. A fatty liver and the consumption of harmful vegetable oils further worsen the body's ability to respond to insulin. And let's not forget the chemistry in processed foods, additives and preservatives that damage cells, disrupt mitochondria, lower energy, and lead to a higher risk of chronic, autoimmune, and degenerative diseases. Together, these factors create the perfect storm. Even if you cut back on sugar, your insulin may still remain elevated unless you address these underlying issues. Insulin doesn't just regulate blood sugar, it also controls appetite. When you eat carb-heavy foods, your blood sugar spikes quickly, then drops sharply. This roller coaster effect leaves you feeling hungry again. The result is strong cravings for more carbohydrates, creating a vicious cycle of overeating and fat storage. And here's where most people go wrong. They try to solve the problem by cutting calories or exercising harder. But if insulin is still elevated, fat burning stays locked, and the results never come. This is why the traditional approach to dieting often fails, because it doesn't address the hormonal driver of hunger. This isn't just theory, it's backed by science. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that diets with a high glycemic and insulin response don't just promote fat storage, they also intensify hunger and cravings. In other words, the very foods most people consider normal in their diet are biologically pushing them toward overeating and weight gain. This is why controlling insulin response is not a trend, it's a proven path to long-term health and weight management. The good news is, you don't have to count calories or punish yourself with endless workouts. The real solution begins with stabilizing insulin and your hormones. Through the right food choices, you can reverse insulin resistance, restore cellular and liver health, and unlock your body's natural fat burning. In this course, I will guide you step by step through how to do this, so you stop fighting your biology and finally start working with it. This is the key to sustainable weight loss, renewed energy, and long-term health without the struggle. Now that you understand the science behind insulin and weight gain, the next step is learning how to put this knowledge into practice. In the following lessons, we'll go deeper into the exact strategies, foods, and habits that stabilize insulin, reverse resistance, and help your body naturally return to balance. This is where theory turns into action, and where your results begin.